So pretty recently, I shot a roll of Fuji ACROS 100 or ACROS 100. I'm not sure which way you pronounce it. I had never shot any Fuji black and white film actually. I know they have some other neopans, or they used to at least. This is still sort of branded neopan, but I never shot any before. Only Kodak and Ilford black and white. But I was pretty impressed with the results. Just basically was sort of testing it out, taking my usual photos of my kids around the yard and whatnot, and it's interesting. I don't know. I guess it's not super contrasty like something like Tri-X, but wouldn't say it reminds me of like Ilford HP5 either. Uh, it's nice. It does the whole point of it. They say is with 100 speed, it's fine grain as Fuji claims on the packaging. Um, it definitely seems like it has a pretty fine grain. I noticed with the scans I got back from the lab that they sort of kind of had everything really low contrast, so I did adjust these a little bit. Uh, the photos you're seeing here. But in that regard, you have a lot of latitude because neither the shadows weren't crushed, highlights weren't blown out. It was sort of all there, which is interesting. Not that I have anything wrong with Tri-X. I'm actually shooting some right now, but I shot it in the past as well, and I kind of like the contrast. But this one you can make it look really nice as well. Has a good look. It's pretty crisp. The grain is there, obviously, if you kind of look in real short or really tight, but you'd see that with any film. So I was impressed with it. The reason I ended up shooting it was mostly because I'm hearing all the discussion about the film simulation Fuji's done for Acros or Acros, whatever you want to call it, with the X Pro 2, their new X Series camera, and I was like, well, I'm enjoying film more than digital these days, and I should just try the real thing. I ended up ordering a couple more rolls of it. This was, as you saw earlier at the beginning, this was through my F100, 35mm obviously, and I shot the entire roll on the 50 1.8D, and it was nice, so I ended up buying another roll of 35mm just because I want to do a little bit more with it with wider angles, probably with my 24 2.8D, and I actually just ordered a Voigtlander 20mm 3.5 Scopar, color Scopar. I'm really enjoying wide. I'm going to be posting another video about going wide, as I'm going to call it, with some lenses. But so I ordered that, another roll of 35mm and then a roll of 120 because I'm shooting the 28mm equivalent on my Bronica 645, RF645, and it's a 45mm lens technically, and I figured it would also work well with the Acros or Acros. But yeah, I was happy with it. I actually ordered up some Tri-X 35mm only so far, and actually some Ilford HP5 and 120, because I was saying in some other videos a while back that I sort of had lost interest in black and white, but I will admit shooting this roll has got me back into it. So I'm about through another roll of Tri-X in my Class A W Fujifilm point and shoot it's a 28mm lens, and have more, as I mentioned, more Tri-X and some Ilford HP5 on the way, and I still have a couple rolls of Acros. So figured I'd just show some real world examples. You kind of can make what you want of these photos and what you think about it, but it's a nice film. It's a little more expensive, it's more expensive than Tri-X and Ilford HP5, but it's not bad. I think it was about $9 or $10 a roll, but it's nice. So I encourage you to shoot some yourself. Thanks.